Mamman Vatsa's name is sits in a very unusual place in Nigerian history. Soldier, poet, minister in charge of Abuja, and then in less than a year he went from sitting in government to standing in front of a firing squad after a secret military tribunal. This is the life and final days of Major General Mamman Vatsa. Let's start with who this man really was because he wasn't ordinary in any direction. He was born in Bida in Niger State, and from secondary school age, his story and Ibrahim Babangida's story, they were already linked. Same government college in Bida, same military path, same friend group. Sources say that they were so close that when Vatsa got married, Babangida was his best man. His widow actually later said that their families were genuinely close, like not a joke, borrowing cars, helping each other. The kind of friendship that went beyond the uniform, you know. When Vatsa joined the army, he wasn't playing. He trained in Kaduna and then the Indian Military Academy. Then he came back as a young officer and he immediately became part of big moments in history. The 1966 counter coup, the Civil War, commanding a battalion in his 20s. Listen, he kept rising. Brigade commands, border operations, heading the infantry school. His career moved quickly. But the interesting part is that while he was doing all this soldier work, all this hard work, he was also a writer, a real published poet, English, Hausa, Nupe, Pidgin, the full package. He wrote children's books. He wrote about everyday Nigerian life. He backed writers financially. He even allocated land in Abuja that later became Mamman Vatsa Writers Village. So yes, he was a major general, but he also had the soft side that people still talk about. Fast forward to the 1980s, Vatsa became Minister of the Federal Capital Territory under Buhari. He was literally part of shaping Abuja. And when the 1985 coup happened, the one that brought Babangida into power, Vatsa wasn't even in Nigeria. He was in Mecca with Tunde Idiagbon on pilgrimage. When he returned, he continued in government and he was still one of the senior officers around the new head of state. But towards the end of that same year, the wind shifted a bit. Suddenly, there were whispers of a planned coup. Arrests started. Officers were being picked up quietly. And then imagine everybody's shock when Vatsa himself was detained. A special military tribunal was set up. Everything was behind closed doors. No press, no public, no appeal. That's how the military system worked then. The charge was conspiracy to commit treason. One of the main pieces of evidence was a sum of money that Vatsa had given to Lieutenant Colonel Musa Bityong. Vatsa had said that it was a farm loan. The prosecution said no, it was for the coup. Other officers were accused of attending meetings or not reporting rumors. Do you know, one of the saddest parts, right, of the case is Major Daniel Bamidele. He was previously punished for reporting a coup rumor. Now he was facing execution for not reporting this one. The tribunal delivered its verdict in early 1986. Guilty. On the 5th of March 1986, Mamman Vatsa and 9 other officers were executed by firing squad in Lagos. From that moment, the debate started and they have not stopped. Some Nigerians believe that the evidence was true. Others, including human rights groups, they felt like the trial was too rushed, it was closed, it was too dependent on statements that couldn't be challenged, you know. And people, before he was killed, people had tried to beg for mercy, but nothing changed. And here's the part that everybody knows. Vatsa wasn't just any officer. He was Babangida's childhood friend, his best man. And as head of state, Babangida was the one that signed the execution warrant. Even he, later, he has said that was one of the hardest decisions of his life. But for many Nigerians, that moment has followed him like a stain ever since. Decades passed. In 2013, the Writers Village that he helped to create officially opened and they named it after him. And then in 2025, the Nigerian government granted him a posthumous presidential pardon, formally clearing his name on paper of everything after almost 40 years. So when people talk about Mamman Vatsa today, you're not just talking about a coup case. They're talking about a soldier, a poet, a senior officer, a man who shaped Abuja, a friend whose story ended in a military tribunal, and a decision that still divides opinions till today. That's the story of Major General Mamman Vatsa. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like stories like this, please follow me. I tell these stories all the time on all my social media. Thank you.